the backdrop, in 3 years ago when we started Takas, it was a big question on whether anybody will buy anything online on a store concept. So we had to kind of prove, we had to get consumers to buy online, and then as the time progressed, then the question became whether they'll buy something expensive online. So I think one of the biggest challenges as entrepreneurs anywhere in the world, and especially if you're trying to do something new, is to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that things work, and that essentially takes hard work and just keeping at it. I'm actually the very pretty face of Takas, but the Takas is actually it's just the people who are involved in it. So while I might go and speak to people such as you or audiences, it's essentially the team which kind of carries Takas to where it is. We are very lucky to have a great team. The co-founders have been fantastic in terms of the mentorship, and one of the co-founders, Muthusa Musaji, essentially helped run operations at Takas. Then we have a chief technical officer called Kalinga Atulat Mudali, who's very savvy in the tech arena. There's another early stage Takas employee called Shane, who joined us when we were a team of 3. So it's the team essentially which kind of helps take Takas to the next level. And as long as the team kind of gels together and works together, we are at a good place. Challenges are endless, to be honest, and I've been thinking a great deal about this as well. But if you want to become an entrepreneur, you cannot shy away from challenges, and you're never going to be an entrepreneur who never had challenges. So I learned this very late in life, right? Like, challenges are something which you have to overcome in order to survive or grow in the business. But in terms of very specific challenges which might be useful to an audience to hear, I mean, there's a lot of people when you try to do something new who'll say that it's not going to happen. So the naysayers. So I think it is important to not let that get you down at any point, even though it most likely will. So it's very important to kind of strive and kind of work for what you're committed for. If not, you lose this kind of game. So that's one of the main obstacles. And to kind of draw on a game which I love the most, which is poker. There is this saying that the biggest kind of adversary when you play poker is yourself, because you play too many bad hands. Same thing with business, right? So one of the greatest obstacles is just yourself. When you're growing, do you let your ego get in the way of becoming a decent leader for your team? Whether you stop listening to other people's advice and so on and so forth. So as long as you overcome those, you'll be fine. Even though I studied political science, I'm a big fan of technology. Technology obviously makes life easier. I'm being interviewed by a Canon camera. I mean, 5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago even, this wouldn't have been the case, right? You'll actually have. So technology makes things easier in the world. So essentially, technology, because it makes things easier, it solves problems and creates wealth. So tech is a relatively easy kind of industry to get into, as long as either you have a good team or you're good yourself. So if you look at most of the companies which have created insane amount of wealth that we know of, we have Uber, WhatsApp, Facebook. While a significant amount of investment has gone into all of them, they've also been created by people. Nobody owns land, nobody owns huge fleets of cars in the case of Uber. It's just empowerment through technology and through pre-existing technology, plugging into pre-existing technology. So my message to people who may listen to this in Sri Lanka is don't shy away from experimenting or getting into technology related fields in order to empower oneself, their communities, or just if you just want to make money, maybe that's a good way to go as well.